So last time we created a basic list application. uh, it's not having a complex UI, so you can see it's just a list, and where we modified this parameters and we had a different output. Okay, so we'll use the same code so that you will guys have a better clarity rather than the list which we studied in the first lecture. Okay. Okay. So we'll take the same code, we'll just change the app.js file to a new one. Okay. App uk14.js. Well, I'll start a new file. .js. Okay. So we were okay. We'll check if it's working. So how to check if a JS file is connected successfully? Anyone, how to check it? Try, guys, try. How will we check if JavaScript file is connected to the specific page correctly or not?
We can
In console.
console log.
Yes.
In console log page.
Yes. Yes, to remember this is the first step, and this is the most important one. Okay, so if you can check by just typing console.log, and then you can check if the JS file has printed something or not. So yes, it's connected. Okay, so you can check this basically just by printing anything. You can check just by writing anything there. Always check this before doing anything. Even if you have a CSS file, always check the external CSS file if it's connected successfully or not. Okay, yesterday we just looked through the basics of different selectors, like by tag name, by selector, by ID, and by all selector all, and by class name. Okay. Today we'll see how to access each of them through a different class or something like that. Okay. So we'll use const list, and then with list we can use document. What's DOM, anyone? Just a quick revision.
Document object model.
Yes, great. Okay, always remember this. And what's query selector used for, anyone?
Selecting and for selecting the elements from HTML.
Yes. Okay.
By ID.
Yes, by ID, by class, both of them. Okay, so with selector you can select either of them. So it's a good practice to always specify the tag name along with the query. So suppose if you are using UL here, if I'm using UL, I should also mention the class with it. So that's why we do this. Anyone? Like I will write UL dot collections and not dot collections separately. Why should I do that? So that it selects both of them. I can print this. I'll print it and show you. Why should we use UL dot collection and not dot collections directly? Anyone? Just try, guys. Just give a random.
Because this is how we access the objects.
Yes, that's correct. This is how we access the object. Okay, so what's the advantage of this is what's the advantage of using dot collection with it is what happens is when you have multiple ULs in multiple UL classes in your project, it's better to put UL and dot class name so that it knows which class you are using, or you can directly use the class name. But in case if you have some other object with the same class name, so it's better to use ul dot collection to give a better approach. You can use the complete link also. You can, if it's embedded in a div or something like that, then you can add div dot ul dot collections, so that becomes little bit more clear. Okay, but it's better, you should always follow this protection. Even even when you use CSS, even you can do the same thing there also. Okay. Any doubts up till now? If you are not clear with this point, I'll repeat and show this again. Okay, here we have created with a query selector. We have
Yes, sir.
selected.
Please repeat.
Yeah. Go on.
Yes, sir. Please repeat once.
Okay, so what I have done is basically created a list. In this list, what I have done is through query selected, I have selected this UL class, this complete UL class containing all the li elements here. So if I console.log li, you can see it prints up the whole UL class. Okay, and one of the standard practice that you should maintain is anything else you wanted to learn, or this?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so with ul dot collection, if you use ul dot collection, what happens is this is the class name. You use dot for dot collection normally. So if you call dot collection also, you will get the same output. But it's better to use ul, because what happens is if you have multiple classes with the same tag name or multiple classes with the same class name, like if I create another collections here, if I create div collections, div class equal to collection, it will give me this too along with the above collection. Okay, so if I have created some div like this, it will select the first one, but if I use query selector dot all, it will select all the classes with the same name. So it's always better to use ul dot collections, and so that you will be specific to whatever you are selecting. Okay, so in case if you are selecting this only, it will select only this output, not all the queries present with the collection tag. Okay, even in CSS you can follow this. With CSS file, the same thing you have to follow is with day7.css. You can do ul dot anything, like if you have ul dot collection, you can do the same thing there also, and you will get a specific class. So if I have green color here, so it specifies the class along with it. Okay, so you can do the same thing there also, just the variable definitions and everything is different there. Okay, okay, now I'll create another item, list item. So what will list item contain? Here is document dot query selector, and I'll select the li class. Okay, li dot, what's the class name here? Then collection item. Okay, if I use without it, it will work the same. So if you like without it, you can do the same thing. That's not a problem, but it's always better to put both of them. If you want to console log both of them, I'll show you what happens if you do this. Which item is selected? Anyone? What will be the output?
First item.
First item. Great.
Hello.
Yes. It's audible. Okay, so yes, you can see the first item, but it's better to specify the item also. You can do first dot child and you can select that too. So this is a standard practice you can do. This is to select a specific child. If you want a second child, you can use second, third, anything like that. But if you don't do that, works fine. It will select the first item. So we'll take the first item now. As of now, it won't create any issue. It will select the first item. Okay, with ul you can select the complete collection. Okay, any doubts up till now? Any doubts? How did I lose this? If you have missed previous classes, no problems. I'll explain this again. Okay, I'll take another variable and I'll use this to print rest of these things. Okay, so I'll use value, and with this you can do is you can use var or let anything you want. Okay, I'll use var. Then list dot child nodes. So what happens if I do child nodes? Anyone, what will be the expected output if I do this? Anyone? Just try, guys. Random guesses also work, so don't be worried, because JS everybody gets wrong, even I. So don't worry. Try guessing. No idea? Then just type out in chat, so I'll get to know better. Just try. If you even make it wrong, no problems. Nobody is here to judge you. Jace, you everybody makes mistakes. Okay, yesterday also I was having problems. No idea, no idea. Okay. Okay, so what happens is when you do child nodes, it will print you this list with text and li collection item. All of you were expecting, no idea, no idea, and no idea. Okay, not able to understand child node concept. Okay, so what is child node? Child node is basically see, list here, list whatever I have created, list. This is a UL collection. Okay, so this is a UL list. Basically, you can see this is a UL list. In this there are different li items. Okay, you can see similarly like UL is the parent of it and li are the child for this particular thing. Similarly in Java script, everything is in a form of a tree, which is a family tree. Okay, so in terms you have studied when you were small that what are family trees. You have parent, you have mother, you have father. So similarly here also you have the same things. Here the concept is little bit different. Instead of mother and father we called a parent by normal. And node list child nodes is basically whatever elements are present inside that particular UL. Okay, so what will be the inside UL? It will be all LIs. So that's what it's showing. It will show all the LIs here and showing a text along with it. So why it's showing a text? I'll tell you why it's showing a text. But did you understand the concept of this child nodes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so basically child nodes is basically just understand that it's all the elements present inside it. You can use a div and elements inside div also will be its child. Okay, same thing goes here. There's nothing complex. If I draw a tree, if I have time at the end of the class, I'll draw a tree and show you how this looks, how a tree of an HTML looks like. Okay, so this is,
So for in this, the collection will be the parent node.
this UL will be the parent. Yeah, collection also, you can say anything, collection. This
Okay.
complete thing is a parent of li.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, then now with child nodes what happens is whenever you use child nodes it gives you a text and li, text and li. Why it's showing a text here? But we can't, if we click and if we select it, we can't see the text here. But if we select li, we can see the li. I'll zoom this a little bit. Yes, now you must be able to see it better. Okay, so if you select any of the text, you can't see the text, but if you select li, you can see all the li's present here. Why is there a text present here? Anyone? Anyone? Just try guessing. Why there's text here? Okay, I'll explain. This is a little bit tough. What happens is whenever you have a li collection, whatever li text, white space is considered as a text. Very good, very good. Okay, so that's the right answer. So you must have studied escape sequences in chat in your college or in programming language, that we have slash n or something like that. So what happens is whenever we move to next line, there's something between this. That's a text. It considers this as a text in between. So slash n or any literal that's present, that comes under text. So by default, whenever you start a list, it will move it to a new line and it will have a space by default. So that's why first slash n, second slash n, and some move on. There might be spaces also. If you have hello space or greeting space, anything, if you put space next to it, it will still show it. If I add a comment here, so I'll show you an example. If I add a comment, it will also show that. So let's add a comment here. Okay, so if I add a comment, anyone how to add comments? And now you must be knowing.
Control slash.
Control slash. Oh, okay, that's a shortcut. Nice one. Okay, so if here I'd add a comment, so I'll add this as a comment. This is a comment. Okay, I'll save it. And in this collection, now you'll be able to see a comment also. Okay, so anything you type out here, it will always show that. Okay, even if you add any element and if you remove it, if you add an empty div also, so it considers this. but we won't require this text as of now. Anywhere we won't require it. So to avoid that, we have something called as children. Okay, same thing. The difference is it shows all the nodes, and with children you only see. I'll switch off my caps lock. It shows only li elements. It won't show the text elements. So now if I show this, it will only show 5 elements. That are all the li elements. Okay, but it will show this in a form of a collection. Okay, is this clear? Any doubts up till now? The concept difference between children and child node. Any doubts?
Clear, sir.
Clear. Okay, great. Okay, so now once you know this is children, you can access a specific children, like you can access 0 and you'll see a specific element. So you'll see the first li present. Okay, and similarly you can access any element. You can, if you want to display any of the item, it will just show the first element. If you want to access the second one or the first one, you use 1 and you can access the second element. Okay, if I hover over it, shows the second element, that's greetings. Okay, so this is basically how you can call a specific element. If you have to modify parameters for it, you can use 1 2 3 4 5 6, how many elements are present, like that. Okay, and there's something called as, if you have to specifically check the type of node present. Okay, so different children have different nodes present. Okay, if I'll show you the child nodes thing, I'll go back to that and show you. In child nodes you have different types of nodes. So you have text node, you have comment, you have different type of this. You can check the type of node by clicking list child dot okay, I'll take a specific node. We'll take this node 1 and check the node name. What happens with the node name? Node name, it shows what it is. Okay, so it's in li. You know the first one is already a text, so I have taken 1. So by default it goes to the second element in the collection, not the first one. First one is always a text, so that's why I've taken first. If you want to see the first one, it will show text. So it shows a text. You can check any of these elements, any of the values if you want to display. So you can check it through 0 1 2 3, and this is the node. There's something called as node type, but we won't be requiring node type. It shows what kind of element is it. If it's an element or it's a text, you won't require this. And if you guys want to really study JS, just Google what's node type. There are around 7 or 10 types of node types, and you can check what a specific node type does. Okay, later after the class. Sure. Any doubts up till now? Any issues? I'll move on to the next thing. So along with this, we also have options like we can check. I'll redefine this in next line and show you. List dot first child. So what happens with the first child? It shows you the first element in the list. So the first element is text, so it shows text. You know, first element by default is a new line. So yeah, you can see whenever you select this shows a yellow color box, and that's a new line. Okay, we won't require the first element. So first thing as child, like whenever we call this specific function first child, we don't want the text thing to appear. If we want to specifically show the li element, if we have to access this, we have to move. We can't use the first child then. To do that, there's specifically something called as element. Okay, first element child. So what happens with this is it shows the first element that's present. First thing is, or by default it's text, so it won't show the text. And now the second element, it directly shows an li. So if you want to check the first element directly, you use this first element child, and you can access. Same thing for last element also. You can use val dot last element, and you can check that. Okay, so this command works anywhere. If you have to access the last child, it will be last child, and if you have to access the last element, it's l. Okay, l should be small here, so you can display the last element also. So that will be also an li. So if I hover over it, you can see JS is selected. Okay, so these are basic commands you may require if you have to access a specific element. Okay, so that's by JS, that by default it will show text and all the elements present. If you have to access a specific element also, you can do that using the array method and access them. Okay, uh, now we have studied first and last child. There's something called as parent or child. Anyone? Now what I have explained, what is a parent child. Can anyone just give a brief info what it will be here? If I use, what's the parent for Li here?
UL.
UL. Great. Okay, so yes, if I have to access the parent for a specific element, I can also do that. So for that we'll use list item, and list item dot parent element. Okay, so it shows the parent element present. So what will be the output? You guys already know, that's UL. So yes, you can see a UL is displayed here. Okay, and shows the comment too. Okay, so do remember that shows all the elements present inside it, even the comments too. Okay, so is this clear? Is this clear up till now? Shows the parent if you call the child, and shows the parent element also. Okay, moving on, we also have something called as parent element. We have parent node also. So if you have to check the node, if you have to get the response in a node format, you can use parent node also, and you will get it in a format of a parent node. Okay, so this output is almost the same in both cases, I think. So you can do either element or a node, both of them works. And if you have to access the parent for parent, you can use dot parent element again. And we don't have a parent for the UL class. If I add that, you can see if I'll add this in a div, div, sorry, and I'll close this here. So you can see the parent also. So you can see div also printed here. Okay, so you can access inside internal elements. You can go inside all if you have to modify element. So this structure must be clear. The more important thing is this is a structure where parent and child relationship is there. Okay, is this clear now? I think you might have understood what's parent and child component here.
Yes.
Yes, great. Okay, then same thing you can do is with list. You can call the child element. So you can child element, and you can access, they can see what a specific child element count is. So what child element count does is it counts the number of child element present in. Here I've used list, so it will count the elements in present, number of elements of Li, number of Li present in a UL. Okay, so it will be around 5. You know that there are 5 links here, so that's why it counts the number of links present. So it will be 5 there. Okay, these are the basic functionalities you may require or may not require, I think, in future, but this is important for the next concept that we are studying. Okay, then there's something called as siblings also. So I told you this is more like a family tree. You can access similar kind of element. What happens with siblings is anyone can anyone guess what will happen if we use siblings? Now we have studied parent, we have studied child. Now what will be siblings? What will siblings do? I'll give you a hint. It will be only working with Li. So try guessing. No.
Elements from the same class, like if they are child class, number of different children,
Yes.
there will be different allies will be the siblings of each other.
Yes, great. Okay, so yes, that's completely right. This Li will have a sibling like this. It will have a sibling. All of these are its siblings. So inside a specific different children have their own siblings. So if element next to it, the next to that element will be its sibling. So siblings are also kind of useful, but the main aspects are this parent and child relationship. These are more important. Siblings is just for fun. JS created that, so it's not used much in scenarios I have seen. So you can check the next sibling. So what it does, it shows the next sibling present. So if I take if this will automatically select the first item. If you do the next sibling, what will happen? It should show the second element present. Okay, it shows this. Okay, I'll change this to text. I'll change it to by default it shows the text. No, first element is of course if I use element sibling, then it will show the second Li now. Yes, you can see shows the second Li. By default, if you use only element, if you don't use this element keyword, what will happen, it will show text, because after every keyword, after every word, every link, there's a text present. So always use next, li next element, element should, keyword should be there everywhere you use it. Okay, so that makes it clear. Okay, so always remember there's a list of li and text wrapped up together when we use a list here. Okay, if you use some other element, there might not be, but in this case it is present, so always use element in these cases. We can do same thing if you want to access the previous sibling. You can do this list item dot previous sibling, and you can access that. We have the first sibling as set by default. If I do previous sibling, I'll see another text. Okay, so this is the first text that present, the one which is present here by default. Okay, okay, I think this is more than clear. You can access siblings also by this. Okay, and if you have to access specific node, you can do that too. Okay, I'll show you if you guys want. I'll select a specific node if I want. If I'll do li dot child node, and I'll select one previous element sibling. So it will show the first element. I think elements, or it's element previous. Did I make something wrong? I'll try. Wait a second. I'll try. Previous sibling. It shows previous sibling. So that's also text. I think you don't have an element keyword here. I think, or is it element? No, it doesn't have an element keyword. Okay, so these are some of these. You can access next and previous one like this. I think they don't have a next element thing for this previous element. Okay, so that's the basic. We'll move on to something called as a create element. Anyone, what should create element be doing by the name? What is an element? As of now, we have studied element as whatever is visible to our eyes, or whatever events, whatever things we create during an HTML document which are visible to us are known as elements. Okay, what will create element do? Anyone, try guessing.
It will be visible.
Yeah. Okay, so with JS you can do what else? X functionality. That's correct. It will be visible to us. With JS, one of the best functionality that you get is you can create elements through JS directly in your HTML. So if I have to add one more li here, if I have to add one more, like I forgot to add it here now, and I want to add it through JS by clicking on a button or something like that. So if you select something, you get more options or something like this. You happens in many websites, you select a drop down and then it shows you 7 to 8 options more. If you select some other drop down, it shows some other methods. So that is done through JS. Okay, if you select home loan, it shows 4% and it asks you for personal details. In some other case, it shows you something else. So that is done through JS. Okay, or if else condition also you can do it, but it's better to do it with JS. So we'll show this now. So I'll create one more li element. So I'll name this const li, and I'll use document dot create element. Create element. Okay, with create element you can create that specific element. I'll append it at every interval so you can see it, and I'll comment this out so we don't have anything in console. Okay, I'll keep this code so that if you require it in future, you can check this out. Okay, and you need to specify what element you have to create. So I'll give an li. You can name it anything. If you want to create a ul, you can name it ul. If you want to create something else, you can name that specific item here. Okay, then we can add a class name if you want. I'll console this so you can see if this element is created or not. Okay. So if I do console log li, I'll inspect it. In console you can see an empty li is created. Okay, so now we have to first add some content. We can add class name, anything. So first we'll try adding a class name to it, and then we'll move on to adding text and everything too. Okay, so we'll add class name. So we'll use class dot name. So if you get these all functionalities just by clicking dot, and if you don't get it, just Google and Stack Overflow what issues you are getting. Okay. So yes, we'll add this collection item. So every item that we have added as of now, we have put this keyword. So we'll add this by default. Okay, and as soon as I click save, you can see class collection item is displayed here. You can add multiple classes if you want. You can keep on writing classes here. Okay, and same thing if you want to add an ID, you can do li dot class ID, something like that, ID name, and you can add that also. So these different functionalities can be added if you want to add it, or you can use directly ID. I think you can directly use ID and put up that thing. Okay, so if I want to put hi, I can add that also. Yes, see you can get ID also. Okay, so these can be done. You if you want to add more over anything in this, you can do that and check it out. Okay, now what we will do is we'll add this directly to the HTML thing, and we'll add text to it also. Okay, so to add text, li append, what li append does is basically if inside a particular thing, we have studied parent and child as of now. Okay, so this concept will be used here if we are studying this. So what happens is, now inside li I have created an li, but inside li I have to add text here. So what happens if I have to add a text inside an li, I have to insert it using an append function, because this element is already created. If you create another element, it will be displayed here in the next line, but I want my text to be displayed inside this. So what I have to do is I have to use an append function. Append function basically puts elements inside and puts them together inside it. Okay, so if I inside this, you do the same thing. You use document dot create text node, and you can create a text node inside it. So now inside this text node you can write anything. So we'll write one more link or one more element. Okay, so as soon as I do this, it will add text inside this particular element. Yes, see, you can see the text inside it. Still this is only showing us in log, but we want it to be displayed here now. So to add that we'll see how to do it. As of now this is clear, create text node thing. So to add it, you have to use an append function, because you can't add you can't create an external element like this and do it. You can also do that, is you can do const text element and you can write this, put up this everything inside, put this up in another variable, and just call the variable there. So that's also possible, you can do that too, but it's better to directly write there if you prefer if you are calling it only once. But if you're calling it multiple times, you can create a variable. Okay, so any doubts in this create text node? Because after this I'll just show how to put this up in the list thing. No, I think there must be no doubts. Okay, so now I'll teach you how to add this to the list. Okay, so we'll do document dot query selector and in here we'll select the specific class in which specific class we have to add this. So we'll add ul dot collection, or you can directly use collection also, no problem with it. Okay, then you have to use append child, same thing. What happens is, why we are using append child now? Anyone? Why can't we use append here? Anyone? We have studied parent and child concept now, so you must.
Because it's a villain.
Yes. I didn't hear it. You spoke right only, but can you repeat if possible?
So because it is child element, that's why.
Yes, great. Yes, right. UL, because UL is a parent class and LI is a child element, that's why you have to use append child. If it's a normal class, you can directly write an append statement here. Okay, Now here you will put the variable, because everything you have done is through to the variable. And now as soon as you click this, you can see one more element has been added here. Okay, any doubts, any problems, any issues till now? Because this is more of a front end thing, so you will require this a lot. So any doubts? Because of this I have to explain this a lot of in lot detail. So now I think this must be clear why I'm using append child.
So,
Yeah. Yes. Doubt? Yeah. Yes. Go on.
sir, we will creating project with the JavaScript also,
Yes, you will be. We'll be having.
because this is
Yes, I'll give a assignment soon.
complex type. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, I know it's little bit complex, but what you can do is at every stage wherever you face error, just console log and see what the error is. And if you still, if in console, if you get unexpected errors and everything like that, you can just stack overflow them and you will find out what a specific error is. Don't worry. And we are also there. We'll teach you. Don't worry. But this create element thing should be clear. Okay. So what I have done is first I have created an li, then I have put a class name to it, then I've created a text element variable, and in this variable I have created a text node basically. Okay, you can even use the create element and create a text like that also, but it's always better to use create text node because this makes the work easier. Okay, and then li dot append, add that variable inside it, and then documented query selector append child using li. Okay. Okay, any doubts, any problems up till now? So if you have still an issue, I'll repeat it, because this is a little bit tough thing. It requires, sir, I am confused where to use it in project and all. Okay, so to use this in a project, what happens is, in live scenario, in this small scenario, you can't see the use of JS. Okay, I'll take a bigger example. So I'll explain. Okay, so if you go to Zomato and you if you go and select for a specific if you click on style box, checkbox or something like this, and you select what's your favorite dish. So if you select pizza, paneer and biryani, so what happens is as soon as you select all three of them, it automatically puts up a square box around it and shows it's selected. Okay, what happens is that's happening through JS. Also you can do the same thing. One more thing that's happening nowadays is if you select pizza, paneer and biryani, it will show pizza, paneer and biryani in a next line showing that these are your selections. Okay, or if you move to next page, it shows that are you sure these are your selections, so it will show it in that format. So for that purposes or something like this, it's not very important. JS is not really important, but when you go go learning React JS and everything, these JS concepts are required a lot. You can make sites with HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. That's more than enough. But if you have to go beyond the syllabus and you have to learn something, if you want to pursue your career in web development, you have to learn JS at some point. Okay, so that's it. If you want to do machine learning, more than enough HTML, CSS I have taught. So you can start building models and everything. You can start learning Django and everything directly from there. You don't require JS now. The only thing that's required there is HTML, CSS. Okay, so okay, I'll move on to another thing. Okay, so in case if you have to create a link, okay, or if to replace a link, what you can do is you can create this part is for creation. Okay, I'll write a comment too. This is for creation of creating an element. Now you guys can create a table using HTML. Okay, same thing you have to do is you have to use table here and td and put up data there using text nodes. Okay, so is that clear now? You can try making a table at home now. I'll give the code also if you guys aren't able to do it, but try making table using this create element command. Okay, okay, so what I'll do is I'll create a link now and I'll show you. So const link, and I'll show you how to use that link or have to embed a link inside an HTML thing. So we'll use create element, and here you'll add a. So whatever element you have to create, just put up there and it will be automatically created for you. And at every stage you can console log and check if that's in correct format. So at this stage we'll check if it's displayed. So yes, so this a link anchor tag has been created. Okay, now you can add parameters, any parameter you want to add. If you want to add a class name, you can do li dot class name and create that. Okay, so I'll just do link dot class name and put up a class name if you guys want, or no, we have static class name, we won't do it. We'll do inner HTML. Okay, and in inner HTML you can add whatever text you want to add or whatever you have to embed. So like inside an anchor tag, if you have to add a text, okay, so inside an anchor tag we'll add some text. Okay, so what should we add? Anyone? Okay, click here, something like that. Okay, so we'll add this in an h1 tag, or any, I'll add it in h4 tag. So as soon as you click h4, you can see this contains an h4 here. Okay, now I think this must be more than clear, I think. Okay, and now like same thing, like if you want to append this, if you have to add a text or something like that, you can directly do li dot append child and it will be added to your li. Okay, so newly created li, if I have created a newly created li and I have to add a link there, I'll use li dot append child and this a link will be embedded in that li. So I'll try doing that. I think there should not be any error. So yes, it creates an element, but it shows it below this because inside this li there's an here tag. Okay, so any doubts why it's showing like this? What I'll do is I'll add an icon if possible. I could have added an icon, but you can modify text or anything like that if you have to change it to h1, but this is contained inside an li. So if I inspect it, you can see inside a, I'll do is li, I'll print li, you can see that better. What is the error? It's a node child now, so you have to access it using, you can't access it using li. So yep, oh sorry, I modified this. So inside this li, you can see there's the original text which is present, one more element, and there's an a tag. So all of these elements can be added. Wait a second, I'll add my charger. Okay, any doubts if you have, you can ask Rudra till then.
No doubts. Means everybody is understanding. So can we give us assignments?
Still processing.
Okay, it's processing. Okay. So has everybody understand why you use JS?
A bit, sir.
So a bit means what? Means where is the doubt? That's what we are asking, right?
Yes, any specific place you have issues or you are
I
not able
need to practice on the that.
yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
HTML
See,
CSS you don't require practice.
yeah,
Here
yeah.
you'll require a lot of practice.
Yeah, actually, see,
सर वो तो ऑटोमेटिकली आ गया था ये जावास्क्रिप्ट का कॉन्सेप्ट था.
yeah. See, first of all, you have to practice a little bit, okay? Because whatever we are teaching now, you will not understand until and unless you apply it. Until and unless you open a developer console, you use the console.log, you will not understand.
Right, sir.
Okay. You should create a table using li, ul. Then it makes sense. Then whatever we are teaching, you may get it. But if you will not try from your own, then whatever we will tell you can't understand, even the simplest thing also.
Okay.
JavaScript is an complex also because it has less number of topics, but is complex. That's why it is
Yeah, JavaScript
stand
is
out.
complex, but there are so many libraries we are using, so you don't have to remember all JavaScript things.
Yes, don't remember. You don't have to remember the code every time. Don't worry. You can refer to the documentation, or if you just click dot, you will get a lot of. If you create li dot dot, you will get all the outputs that you will be what that can be used here. Whatever attributes are present. So don't worry. You can check them
It's
anytime.
Yeah, it's a editor. It has some intelligence, so it will help you. Okay, you are not alone. The editor is also with you, and of course, we are also with you.
Yes, no problem. You can ask us anytime. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
But the important thing is that you have to try, so that we can give you assignments. It will make sense. You will understand. But until and unless you try, it doesn't make sense.
okay. Now it's think I thought now I think this topic must be clear. Uh, just practice at home every day, and I think you will be able to solve most of the problems. Okay, so we can take
Yes, sir.
one more topic till then, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, so what we will do is we'll replace this heading which is present my list to some other thing, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, I'll comment this out. Okay, and we'll replace this heading my list to something else. Okay, so how to do it through JavaScript? You can do it through HTML by just changing the code there, but with JavaScript it's bit tough. Okay, I'll rename this variable as new heading, and then we'll use document. Same thing, document. First we have to create that element. So first we have to create before replacing it. Okay, so we use create element here also, and we'll replace that with an h2 tag. Now it's an h1 tag, I think. Let me check. Yes, it's an h1 tag. We'll replace it with an h2 tag. Okay, or I like make it h5, so it will be easier for you to distinctly see. Okay, so this is the same code. I think this doesn't have any issues. Now we'll do is we'll do new. I'll console log this also so you can see if this is created. Okay, at every stage you can just console log and see it's the savior for you, so don't worry. Every time you face an issue at any place, just console log and you can see h5 is created. Now same thing, we have to add an text inside it. So to add text inside it, first we'll do new heading dot. New heading dot, what should we do to add text? Anyone?
Inner HTML.
Inner HTML also we can do. But there's one thing called as through create text node. How can we do it? Using
Text element.
using text element also. Yes, you can do it through text element also, but you can do it through text content also. But it's always better to do it through append. Okay, so always add text using append, and inside this you can add whatever text you have to add. So you can use document dot. Always document. Always use append or append child. Any of that will work. If at some place it shows an error at append, use append child and it will work. Okay, so don't worry. This might be a little bit difficult, but you will understand the concept of parent and child as you go on. Because I have explained that here, but if still you don't understand the concept, you can always try interchanging these terms append and append child, and you will understand it a little bit better. Okay, here same thing we'll do is we'll create a text node. So we'll do create text node, and here we'll write some text. We'll name this as tasks. Okay, and we'll save this. Okay, so now as soon as we have created the element, we can see it in console. So you'll see tasks has been created in h5 element. You can do inner HTML, all of that will work. Okay, so whatever I've taught beforehand, or text document, text content, anything you can do it through it. But it's better to always use create command in JavaScript, because it's recommended by JavaScript to use these commands. Sorry. So now what we'll do is we'll replace the old heading with a new one. So to do that, what we have to do is we have to use replace child method. Okay, so there's something called as replace child, and for that what we have to do is we'll have to get the old heading. So we'll get the old heading, const old heading. I'll get the old heading first. Always remember that you have to use camel case wherever possible. If I missed somewhere, do prompt me for that. Okay, so how will we get that element? We can get that element using an ID or anything. So what we'll do is we'll get it through an ID. So document dot get element by ID. You can use query selector also, anything. I'm using multiple of them so you will understand a little bit better. So what's the class name? Task heading. I'll copy that and again paste it here. Okay, and now we are ready with getting the old heading, and once we'll print it and see if it's in the correct format. Okay, so yes, you can see the h1 printed here. Now we can replace both the elements. Now we can replace both of them. So any doubts up till now? How did I get this element, or how I have added this specific element? Anyone? No? Sure? Okay. So before we modify this, I'll add. You can do whatever. What you can do is you can either select body and then replace the child, or you can do one thing is you can create a parent for this beforehand. Before this, I'll add a parent, so that I'll add a div class here. Any doubts? Rudra only. Okay, so I'll delete the div here and put it up there. Any doubts up till now how I've got the headings and everything? You just give a response so I'll know. And now what I'll do is I'll get the parent, and inside this parent I'll replace this child. So I'll have to get this div specifically. Okay, that's why I've created a div here. You can use body also, so any of that works, but it's always recommended not to use body because it's the parent tag. So body is only used when you have to change the complete page. Okay, that's why I'm not used body here. So I'll explain why I have done it. So we'll name this as div, and here I'll call that specific element. So I'll use document dot any of the selectors can be used. You can use query selector. I'll use query selector here. You can use class name, anything. You'll use tag name also. You can use now. You can use get element by tag name. So here we'll take div. Okay, so now what you have to do is with div you can do is div dot replace child, and you can replace that child. Replace child. Sorry. And this replace child you have to specify both of the elements. So we have a new heading and we have the old heading. So new heading comma old heading. So you can change it, and through this I think it will be able to interchange both of them. Okay, it shows an error. This is not a function inside div. Okay, with div it's showing. I'll add a class then. I'll add a class then. Class heading, and then I'll try accessing it. Div document dot get element by by class or by query selector. I'll do query selector. Query selector is easier to access. Query selector, and here I can specify dot heading. Okay, now I think it should not give error. Yes, so see, it changes to task. Okay, I think with tags and everything, it shows, it doesn't give you the functionality to replace. So always use query selected, query selectors or document by ID or class name. These are giving more functionality as compared to tag or anything. So now you can see this is replaced to an h5 tag. Okay, and you can comment it out or you can change it. So any of that works. So always use div. Always use div before it, or don't use the body element. Okay, always try remember not to use this body. Always create some parent element like div or something like that and access it through it. Okay, any doubts, any problems? Did you understand this replace method? If you want, I'll repeat it.
Can you just repeat the replace method?
Okay, I'll go and over through it. Okay, so here what we did was we created a new heading using h5. We have created an h5. Then what we did was we added a text inside it named as task. You can do it through inner HTML, anything which is more convenient to you. Then I have called the old heading. So to call an old heading, you have to get element by ID. You can do query selector. Any of these can work here. To call, you can use any method. For calling, you don't have any restrictions, so don't worry. When using functions, always try using query selector because it has a bulk of functions more than these document by get element by ID or any of that. So here what I have done is I have called that div present here, this div parent div, so that I can access this child. Okay, to access the parent, if I remove this div, I only have body to access. So always remember, don't go till body, always try accessing before it. So I'll call this div, and inside this div I told that replace the child. You can use replace function also. I think replace function also works, but it's always convenient to use replace child so that this is in a structured format. Okay, so that's why I showed you. Otherwise you can I would have directly used replace method also. That also works fine, but it's always better to show you the better format that it works with the child element. So that's why I've taught the replace child, and here you specify both of the headings, and here I have just called it using query selector. I've called the heading here. Okay, I think this must be clear. It's just swapping the h1 element with the h5 element. Even if you want to still see, the old heading will be displayed, and it will always be displayed till as it's saved in a variable. So if you access the old heading now, still it shows my list. Okay, so you can check that and it's the same. Okay, now I think it must be clear.
Yes.
Okay, great. So that's it. Any doubts? If you still want to see the tree structure, you can stay. Otherwise, others can leave. How a tree structure looks for HTML. So if you want, you can wait for that. Otherwise, others you can leave. Okay.